Hello, everybody. You can find Lynn. Yeah. Good. Hello, sweetie. Hello.
Okay, I'm here. Let's give them a few minutes to get here.
Hello.
Hello, Tofik.
You can hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Great. So no one is here. We're waiting.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
I realized something too, that today is a holiday weekend. Maybe it wasn't the right time to have it, but I didn't want to start going off schedule when we're,
Yeah. What do you mean?
Well, it's Memorial Day, so there's a possibility that maybe people have outside things to barbecues or
I
something.
don't know.
But we'll find out.
Yeah. Lasita who asked for this meeting. So we wait for Lasita, Sanam. There will be only Lasita, Sanam, and maybe Christine. Others, usually they don't attend or they don't ever say,
we'll be here, and so
ever say, sorry, we won't be here. They just disappear.
okay,
Anyway.
let's find out.
Okay, we found out. Waiting. Love you.
Love you too.
Love you.
I said love you too. What part of that did you
Can you fix the camera? I see only.
No,
your
I
phone.
have to have it just the way it is. That's the way.
Okay. Okay.
I'm still charging it.
Positive.
So.
Me too. I'm charging my phone. I tried to use the other phone, the Motorola, but it didn't go through. So I should reinstall. Yeah. I will uninstall and install because I don't have enough space. I'm in charge in this phone I'm using here. Anyway,
it's only
that's
1 o'clock, so we have plenty of time.
We are here.
It's
just
only 1 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah, they will come, okay? So we are here. Waiting. Okay. Hello, everybody. Happy Memorial Day for American friends.
I just sent a note to Yazira asking her what time she's coming.
Okay.
She must be working right now.
Okay. Well, good. I'm reinstalling Zoom so I can use this phone too because it has almost 70%. And my phone I'm using here has only 10%. I don't want the connection cut. What?
I have my tablet on charge as I'm talking.
How much is under charge?
50-something%.
I have 10. Anyway, it will work. This phone is better. I mean, the Samsung is better. Yeah, it can, support any kind of, start videoing, data for audio, data for video.
Okay.
Yeah, it's better. So I'm installing again the Zoom in my Motorola. Yeah. And guess what? I don't know why the computer, my laptop doesn't anymore support Zoom. Do you remember we used together? And once in the past it stopped. We couldn't hear, we couldn't talk. So after the meeting, I will fix it. I will even format all the computer and put new version of Windows 10 just for Zoom, because Zoom in the laptop is better, especially if you want to be together. You know, there is a bug there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yay.
What's yay?
Sanam is here.
Oh, good, great,
Sanam is here.
wonderful.
Okay. Hello.
Why do I see you twice, Tofik? Once is enough.
I just tried the other phone so it can, I'm sure it works. Okay. So, yeah.
Good afternoon, Sanam.
Good afternoon, Salam. Hello.
Oh, I love the
there are other
background.
Okay. Sanam. Yeah. Najat is here.
Oh,
You
good.
hear? Okay, I'm closing this, okay?
I'm closing the door. Oh. Great.
Hello, Najat. Hi, Sanam.
Hello.
Unmute yourself.
Okay. Hi, it's good to see you, Najat.
Hi. Good to see you all. How are you?
I'm great. Okay, I just want to tell you, Najat, since you were involved in it, that I finally, after months of trying, finished the adoption book today, because all I had was you, myself, and for Tom and Assam.
Yeah.
And that was it. Everybody else who said they were going to write. Right.
Yeah, we're waiting for, no, we're waiting for Lasifa. She always come here.
Well, maybe she won't come today. Give her another 5 minutes and then we're starting. I'm going to change the topic because I don't.
Okay, good. Yeah, I agree. I agree. 5 minutes and happy all day. Sanam. Sanam, can you hear me?
I don't hear Sanam.
Unmute yourself, Sanam. We can't hear you. Fix the micro.
Okay. Yeah, something. I don't know what it is.
You can hear me, baby, right?
I hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
Lynn, sorry, what did you say about the book?
I said the adoption book.
Yeah.
Nobody gave me, only Assam and Fatam and you and I did any writing for this book. I mean, I did most of the book. I think I must have done like 75 out of 80 pages. I wrote myself. But it was a very poor turnout. And I decided just to get it to go on different websites and find out what I could find out about adoption. And I did it. I had to just get it out of the way because it's lasting for too long. And I don't know whether or not to continue now that we don't have people here. It's a good kind of thing that I can speak to you. I don't know whether or not to continue with this, because if nobody else is going to write but us, I don't know if it pays to continue.
Because I simply forgot which book I sent you the last in.
Adoption.
Yes.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank
You are
Sorry,
muted.
just-
You have a problem with the micro on headphones. Yes, good. Happy Memorial Day.
Happy
Okay.
Memorial Day, happy Monday. Guys. So
Okay,
you guys are writing a book? Is that what you're
Well,
speaking
we
about?
finished.
Hassan, or-
We finally finished the book. I started it months ago,
Mhm.
and we have in the sisterhood in the women's series.
Mhm.
We write together. Some of us. So Najed is involved. I'm involved. Sukaina is involved, but this time she wasn't part of this. And with the writing, Assam and Fatam from Oman, it just isn't working right because I'm doing most of the writing. And you know what? I can do that for Mr. Wrights and I can do that for the books that I do. But in Sisterhood, we used to have a pretty good representation. Now it's like sort of dying down. So I have to give it thought as to whether or not I want to continue with this. But I thank Najed for her contribution. Sanam, do you write?
Sure.
You know, I think I really, and I want to do it more of a personal thing. I think in general, I've been doing more academic. you know,
Mhm.
for academia.
Yeah,
And
Well,
but
that's,
I've heard,
that's like research, and that's good. You
yeah,
need it.
English is
Doesn't have to
perfect.
be like
Now,
once upon a time and
just
happily ever after. It should be
you're a
research.
good writer. Go ahead, son. Just put yourself in the water and splash. You will write.
yeah.
See that?
I've
Okay, we
heard
have
that-
to also, while I have Najed here, and since we're the two most active, we have to decide on a topic if we're gonna do another book. So think about it, and we could talk to each other on Facebook, Najed. It doesn't have to be done right now.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll give you some time to think about it, and once you thought about it, then we'll see how many people will do it. Or otherwise, I'm just not. It's as simple as that. 6 months I've had this book in my hands and I couldn't finish. Finally, today I said, all I'm doing is researching. And I'm just going to go to different websites and see what they say. So I broke it down as to why people give up their babies, and very interesting. And how you go about giving up a baby and the different forms. If you choose not adoption, what else can you choose? So that was how my whole day was spent so far. So
Interesting.
that's
God help you.
yeah, 80 pages. So I'm glad
Wow.
that, yeah. 80 pages. We need 78 for a book. And sometimes when I write on my own, I go way over the number and I can make a hardcover. But this is just was a struggle, just getting through the 80 pages. So
Mhm.
we'll have to see what happens in the future. And like I said, we'll plan it, because if people aren't going to write, I'm not going to take my time to do this. Okay, let's start, because I don't know who else is coming, if anybody else.
Shirley is trying to connect.
Oh, okay, let's give it a minute then.
Yeah, she has a problem with her connection. I'm talking to her. Go ahead, Lynn, you can start.
Okay. So today we're supposed to be talking about empathy. To tell you the honest to goodness truth, this was Lasita's thing. She wanted to talk about empathy, and now Lasita isn't here. So I'm not, I don't know whether or not we should go ahead with that topic. I want it to be a topic that will inspire us and make us want to do more. So what do you think, Sanam?
Well, you know, I think we definitely can, if you'd like to continue when she comes to a session, but also I think given especially today's holiday of Memorial Day, you know, one of the things that I always keep in mind is, you know, to keep the veterans.
Oh, I got,
And
wait a
also
minute, this
those-
is Shirley. I have Shirley.
Oh, okay.
All right, what's the matter, Shirley? What do you mean you can't get in? Tofik sent you the link.
I'm here. Tell her to come to Messenger. I'm with
He
her.
said to come, go to Messenger. He's going to give you the link.
I'm sending her the link another time, okay? So let her come to Messenger. I'm there.
He said go to, okay, I'm talking to the other woman. He said to come to Messenger. He said to go to Messenger right now. Yes, Facebook Messenger, and he'll get you in through that way.
Yeah, I'm sending the link there, okay?
No, she said that she can't get it through a link. It has to be through her mail. And she can't
Yes.
open the mail.
Okay, just sending her again an email, and
Okay,
she
he's
will
sending it to your email.
tell
okay.
her to come down. Tell her to come. I will send her the
Okay,
link.
he's going to try it again, okay? Okay, bye.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sanam.
No, that's okay. I was just thinking with respect to the concept, I think the discussion was going to be comparing sympathy and empathy. And in that regard, you know, if you want to wait until she is able to join us, that's
That's
definitely
probably not
great.
going to be today. If she isn't on,
Yeah.
she's
No,
person on.
and that's fine.
Let's forget
But I
her.
think
Let's
Yeah, and I think in terms of in particular with this holiday today, in terms of Memorial Day, and you know, those of us who may not be a veteran or have served, we can keep and figure out and reflect on ways that we can help either their families, their widows, their orphans, because this one is an interesting holiday because it's not for everyone who served, but those who have maybe given the ultimate sacrifice, right? So, you know, in terms of the children, they may have left behind their families, their parents. You know, how do we best reach out to them and express our support and sympathy and empathy for them? One of the things that New York Cares does, and this is not with respect to survivors, but they started a number of phone banking projects since COVID.
Yes,
And one
I
of
know.
them, and one of them deals with the New York City area veterans. And, you know, it's so interesting because one of the lessons, and there's a whole host of them, some deal with senior citizens and whatnot. But the veterans, it's so interesting because at least in my experience, so often they will always, even if they need help or they could use help, they always say, you know, I want you to find someone who can use it, but there's other people who need it more. So they want to save that resource. Like they have that kind of selflessness. You know, they exhibit that so often. And I think, you know, that's always an important lesson for me, you know, from that I learned from them without, you know, them even knowing about it. But you know, oftentimes just, and this is across the board, not just with veterans, this next point in that sometimes just having someone to listen and be a sympathetic ear, an empathetic ear, is so important. So I think that's one of the reasons that, you know, volunteering, whether it's virtual or in person, is so important because even someone's presence, and you find this in one's personal life, like having, if something awful happens, you know, having your friends around you, having your family around you, just even being there to just keep you through, get you through, you know, whatever it is. They don't have to be an expert in anything or whatever, but just listen. And sometimes if you need a distraction, that's something, you know. So I think that that's also a form, I think, when, you know, in terms of sympathy versus empathy, I think in some respects, when there is a relationship, and I think this is sort of what was mentioned before in terms of like in the medical context, in the professional context, either if you're a volunteer or a worker, you know, having that boundary. I think that becomes the important element, like keeping, you know, because you, let's say you're with a patron or student or whoever volunteering, and they have, for example, they may have lost their mother recently or whatnot. And you yourself may have lost a parent a few years ago or recently or whatever. Like, how do you bring that experience into the conversation, let them know without it going too far in a way, or past a boundary that you need as a volunteer to keep, because you can't, as a volunteer or nurse or whoever, you know, you can't kind of fall apart in front of the student
course
or
not.
the you know what I mean? So, or
Right.
you have to try not to. I mean, we're all human, you know, it's gonna happen, but you know, I think that, but you can express empathy. I think they that's the word they emphasize rather than sympathy, right? Like you can express that I understand what you're saying. I hear you. I hear your feelings are valid. And, you know, I think that that's one of the ways that, uh, you know, a professional in that regard, not per se a family member or a friend, but a professional, whether it's volunteer or worker, can kind of set that boundary. But yeah, I
Okay,
mean,
thank
it's
you.
hard sometimes because, you know, things get emotional. So, but yeah.
Okay, Najed, in your country, do they do things like this for Memorial? They don't have Memorial Day, but do they celebrate soldiers and people who sacrificed their lives? Najed.
Did she step away maybe? She
Well,
might have stepped
sometimes she
away.
loses contact because the internet is very good there.
Oh, okay.
Najed,
Oh,
unmute yourself, Najed. Yeah, Tofik is speaking, probably still speaking to Shirley, and I have Sukaina who's trying to come online. Here she is. Okay, so what I think
she's
that we
on.
should do.
Hi.
Hi, Sukaina. It's good to see you. Hello, Sukaina. Okay, well, I guess we're
Hello,
gonna.
everyone.
Hi, it's good to see you. Okay, so I think what a good idea would be is if we all discuss what we want to discuss. We don't have to all talk about the same topic. And I'm going to compare what she just said, what Sanam just said, which was really touched me, was about, even if you take a minute listening. So I can tie this into adoption because I did so much research this morning. I normally, if I would have heard that somebody gave up their kid or that their kid had to be adopted, I would say to myself, what kind of parents have a child? I think this is the average way that people think. What kind of parents have a child and then they don't want that child and they automatically give that child up? And it's kind of a, it's a catch-22 because there are some people who it happens and they become pregnant and maybe their parents, if they're young, maybe their parents didn't approve. Maybe they realize that they can't afford to. It's a tremendous responsibility. So I think that wherever we are, it's just what Sanam just said. We have to listen to, have compassion, show empathy, and be there for those people so that they can, if you don't pay attention to somebody and you're not listening to them, then they're going to see that you don't really care. And that's not what this is all about. It's about caring about people. It's about showing people how they feel. So I think that's important. So Kana, how are you? We're really having a hard time with the internet today. Sukaina, are you there? Sukaina.
There's a lot of folks who are maybe frozen. I don't know.
Okay, she's there. Back.
Oh, and here's Shirley. Oh, Happy New Year. Now we have a nice.
Hello, Miss Shirley.
Hello, Shirley.
Yeah.
Okay, I think Sukaina might be frozen. She's trying to connect. I see it. Okay, there she is. Hi, Sukaina. Okay,
unmute yourself, Sukaina. Unmute yourself.
Not yet. Unmute yourself.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, not yet. Unmute yourself.
Hi, Shirley.
I have something that I think would be a very good topic. We were just talking about sympathy. We're talking about listening to people. We're talking about empathy. But that was really Lasita's topic, and I'm going to leave it till Lasita comes back. I think that we should all be able to talk about, I know Shirley's going to have a lot to say. I think that we should all talk about what's going on in the world around us.
Yeah.
Like in Uvalde. And I think that that's a topic that should be near and dear to our hearts. And I think that what bothers me the most, and I'm going to let all of you say what you have to say about Uvalde, and then you can change it to any topic you want. I think that Uvalde, what happened in Uvalde, and what happened in the UK, what happened in Ukraine, and I think that those show us that this bit with too much power of one party over another, and with Uvalde, it happens to be terrible gun laws. And I think that's a good thing to discuss because I think it happens in every country. I don't think it's only America, even though we seem to be doing worse than any other country in the world. And I got a note yesterday from a woman from Australia. I think she's from Tasmania, wherever that is. And she said to me that they used to have the same problems that we had. And then they just totally changed gun laws and everything changed. There were no kids. I can't hear you at all, Shirley. So there were no kids, no children buying guns. If you could allow an 18-year-old to buy a gun and to walk into I don't think that they're really, guns should only be for people who absolutely need them, like the army, or if you're a storekeeper. I don't know if I'm alone here, but I don't think that guns are a necessary thing to have. What do you feel, Sanam? Unmute yourself.
Me personally, I think that there has to be a better way than what we've seen in recent weeks. And I try and be hopeful that there may be some improvement or some, I don't know if the right word is reckoning, but we've seen these tragedies so often. And I don't know if we're failing young people, because it seems to be younger and younger. And I think that when I was that age, I feel like their main concern was like gun shows, like buying guns at gun shows or whatnot. And now you can order things online to have them.
Which is
and-
terrible.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Like, there's no way to stop it then. Yeah, like
How do you stop it? I wish somebody would tell me how you stop it, and then I'd feel good.
Yeah, no, of course and it's sort of like, with a lot of, I guess, other technology, like I remember when people started downloading music, there was, oh, we can take down, I don't know if you guys remember this website like Napster, we can take down this one, but the technology is there. There's going to be another one that pops up, so I think that becomes one of the difficulties of this whole situation. Yeah, like how do we
Oh,
make I think unfortunately Shirley left, but
she's
how
having
do
trouble getting
we
her connection.
yeah so I think that probably is one of the complicating factors. It's not just a regular gun control and gun violence discussion, but so
Right.
what are the solutions now? Because whatever solution might have been applicable however long ago may not be applicable today. And right now, we need different ones. It needs to evolve. And I think, it's interesting, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself because I sometimes do.
It's okay.
I feel like, especially in recent times, I feel like when you mention mental health, people may think that that's sort of like an excuse. And I understand.
It's not an
whether-
excuse.
There
Yeah,
is
no,
no
no.
excuse in killing kids and
Mhm.
innocent people.
Yeah, no,
Or
absolutely.
animals. They were all
Absolutely.
innocent. They were in there to do a job. It's the last day of school, which is the ironic part of it all. Is that it was their last day of school for the year.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I don't know that there's any worse pain for the families, for the parents,
And I don't know
But
if you heard this, Sanam, but the
Mhm.
other day, I think it was yesterday, I saw on the news. I have stopped watching the news for the most part because I can't stand what's going on. But I saw on the news that a 10-year-old was being taken to jail with the handcuffs on his, it's okay. Let him realize he did the crime. He has to pay the time. Let him be scared. But the point is, he threatened to do something to a school. He threatened because now what we have is what we call copycat killers. They
yeah,
see one killing and they go
Mhm.
ahead and they just do the whole thing and they do the same. I don't know what's going on in other countries. So Kana, talk to me about Morocco.
Well, about gun violence, thank God that we don't have access, like normal people don't have access to guns. That's what I like. Yes, we have knives, but the different thing is that you can run away, you can save yourself. If you run away, you can save yourself from knives. But the thing is with bullets, I mean, when I
How do you
hear my American telling me that when you're running away, you should zigzag, I would like, and they are teenagers, and I was like, oh my God, teenagers like telling me how to run away from a bullet,
Hi, Shirley, can you hear me?
like I did not live in America. I don't know how it is to live in America, but like I feel safe in Morocco for not, like I'm not gonna be like facing a direct bullet from someone or something. We do have some problems, about knives and swords and everything, but like we're trying to contain it. But like when like the shooting, and I find it's very difficult to talk about this because it's quite sensitive topic. Like I have never, like now our kids in Morocco, they would never imagine somebody going inside the school and shooting them. They would never. Maybe like a crazy person with a knife, but like shooting everybody, like I don't know, 40 students or more with a pistol or a gun. We cannot imagine it. We cannot imagine the effects on parents. And I mean, we just hear sometimes the police have guns, all right? And sometimes they do use it on criminals. And just imagine the shock that we have when we hear the bullets, sounds, and everything. It's quite scary. And this is coming from the like an authority, you know, using the guns. But just imagine somebody who's crazy, somebody who's a psychopath using guns. You're just walking with your family, you're going to school, thinking about solving a math problem, and boom, you're not there. You're not
Yes,
in life
Sufina,
anymore.
I wanna just add something about Morocco. Morocco has a perfect security, or let me say, police system, and they are known all over the world. We had a lot of terrorist attacks. We had, as Sukaina said, but just those criminals, or most of them are young people using drugs. They are addicted.
Yes.
So not only addiction in Morocco has two main, substances. There is weed with a large consumption, and there is what we call pills. It's like LSD, or but in another form. So only those youngs who are addicted can commit what Sukaina had just mentioned. So thanks God, no one can use guns, because our system is really the best one, not only inside but even worldwide. And Morocco has many terrorist acts by ISIS, by Muslim terrorists, but Morocco is known even internationally that we have a strict system, and that's why there was. And another thing, maybe Lynn noticed that when we were in Morocco, when Lynn came to Morocco, and in Morocco it's common, you can go everywhere and you can find police agents close to
They're all
you.
over the street.
Yeah, in the streets, in
Don't have them here.
the supermarket. Yeah, we have safe, thanks God, system there. But there was a lot of crimes with knives. There was a lot of burglars with the phones, the ladies. Yeah, it's quite, too much. But police guys are trying to make things peacefully. And I'm proud of Moroccan police because they do
Yeah,
great job
they're
in
doing
this.
great.
Yeah,
They are doing a
yeah,
great job, to be honest.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm living in one of the what they would call it, like the worst neighborhood in Saleh.
Oh my
And
God.
yes,
Tell
and
them that there was
seriously,
two
it's quite
cities.
safe.
Sorry,
Let her
Sukin.
talk,
There was,
Tofi.
I know, just mentioned that there was two cities about the most criminal cities in Morocco, Saleh, where she lives, and
Yes,
Fez. You can tell us
yes.
more. Oh my
But
God.
like I come home at 11, at
Mhm.
10, nobody attacks me, nothing happens, alhamdulillah. So it's
Yeah,
like the security here got tight,
yeah,
and they are
yeah,
doing great job at that. So they are cleaning the streets, and
yeah,
you don't even see that violence, while they are cleaning the streets and everything.
Hmm.
I mean, it's not, I always say as a Moroccan, it's not my, I don't know how to express my opinion sensitively about like what's happening in the US, because it's affecting me,
Oh,
especially the shooting of kids.
Terrible.
It's
it's a
really
big
affecting
difference.
me so much.
Big,
And
big difference.
when I try to express, I just like, why the guns? But like people say it's our second amendments, and we should have the freedom to have guns and everything. And I say nobody is going to attack. I don't know, maybe because after 9/11 or something, people really got scared and they want to protect themselves and everything. But like the only people being harmed by those guns are the children and innocent people, not the bad people. You see, that's what I notice, So
Right.
you're going like, yes, you can own guns, but at the same time, we need to have like I don't know, doctor checkups or something on the people owning those guns, because I don't want to have a crazy person attacking me in the middle of the street because he just got ownership of a gun just
Right.
like that.
They're supposed to
And
have, I know Snam can tell us about that later. They're supposed to
yeah,
have a background check. You're not supposed to just
Yeah,
pick up
exactly.
yeah,
But
somebody.
like you have,
exactly. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like I think you have just shops, gun shops. I can enter. For me, like if I am living in the US, I can enter and I can give him my ID and everything and have a gun. The idea as a foreigner, the idea is
Crazy,
mind blowing, crazy.
crazy.
Like
Yeah.
now,
I think
if
so.
I want to kill
Yeah.
somebody, I can go and have a gun and shoot that guy.
Disgusting.
Just like that.
You should, Sukina, you should be here to experience it. It's crazy.
It's
Isn't
not,
And
but
it's
he hasn't
scary.
experienced anything because we had so many before he came. We've had gun violence for years. We had in Connecticut. We
Yeah.
had so many before that. And you know what? It just seems to be continual. And yes, you get
Oh
your
my God.
politicians out, and your politicians will say, in fact, they had the thing that got me the most angry was that just 3 days after this happened, the NRA had a convention, and National Rifle Association had a convention in the same place where this happened. Not
In
maybe
Houston,
20 about
Republicans,
maybe an hour
the
away.
bullshit
Houston.
party.
I was just going to ask Najat, but she's off. How does something like this happen? How do we allow it to happen? Maybe that's a subject for a book.
Yeah.
Gun violence. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe we
By
need
the
to.
way, Lane put a video about this event on our website, and they shared on my wall. She was mourning the people died.
Seems
It's
every
a
day we have
great-
something else here to mourn.
Yeah, we did it on our website and on Facebook and on
Right,
YouTube.
right.
You can check it. Oh my God.
Okay. It just, if we can't find an answer to this, that's the biggest problem to me. And as long as you have these Republicans who are saying that this is what they said at the NRA, guns do not kill people. People kill people. It's people with problems. 100%. They're right in a certain way, but, and this is the most important thing, not every person that buys a gun is mentally ill. Some people buy a gun, and it's what we call the copycat bit, where they're just imitating other people. They hear it, and then they just imitate other people, and then they have, why would a 10-year-old threaten something like this? I mean, it's ridiculous. And here we're going to have our most verbal speaker, because she sees a lot of it, because she lives in California, which is the home of the gun. So as soon as
Yeah.
can we hear you, Shirley? Can you talk? Can you say hello?
I'm sending her a message. I guess she has a problem with her micro. Okay, just go ahead, Lynn.
No,
I'm
I don't
sending-
have it. I want Shirley to talk.
Yeah, sure. Hi, Shirley. I'm writing to her in chat. Okay.
She can't talk.
I'm
Okay.
writing her in chat. Okay.
Okay,
so
Tofik, but that's not helping her. She can't talk.
I will fix it. That's why. I'm
Okay,
writing
good.
to her.
So what I'm saying is, how do we relieve this situation? One answer is when we get into office, when we go to the polls, to elect politicians that don't support gun control, and that don't support guns, that support gun control. The problem with this is that the NRA has so many people they give kickbacks to, that they give money to, that people would rather have the money than the human life. And that in itself is disgusting. I would arrest every one of them if I could, which would be impossible. They don't care. They don't care about what happens to innocent children. Can you imagine? Innocent children are too cheap. And then to compound it, to make it even worse, is the question, why did it take the police so long to go in there and to start shooting? They should have shot the guy right away, gone in. They're waiting for instructions. Instructions from what? You see that this is a vital situation. Why would you wait? Why would you wait?
I just
I-
want to say something.
Yes, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here we don't have guns. So basically, when you hear the police shooting on somebody, they are shooting on their legs, but they only have knives. So basically, our police, and that's what got me really shocked, because when the attacker has a gun, you shoot. That's it. The police
That's
should
it.
shoot.
Yeah.
Well, that's it, but they didn't.
Because
They waited
that's a
77 minutes.
That's a threat. No, that's a threat. You shoot at least on their legs or hands or something. Okay, if you don't
Yeah.
want to shoot to kill, you shoot to, I don't know, to stop them from doing exactly what they are doing. Here, we only have knives. So basically they would find like somebody having a knife, you know, trying to, I don't know, do something, but they shoot him. So he does not have a gun even, but they shoot him directly.
I
They
guess
kill him
Zufira,
first. They don't kill him, but they shoot either the leg or the
Yes.
hand or something
Yeah.
to stop the attacker from doing exactly what they are doing.
Terrible.
And that's exactly what should happen, because you're gonna wait for what? For the kids to be dead, all of them, and
That's
then
what they-
you're gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna intervene.
They literally did that. They waited 77 minutes. That's what the news said. Can you
Oh my
imagine?
God.
77 minutes. They could
Yeah.
have spared the kids, they could have spared the teachers. How about that?
And this happened in Texas. And as you know, Texas is the worst state in US that allow having guns, and the guy who killed all those kids, he's 18 years old. Can you imagine?
He's dead.
And yeah, he's dead. And he got those there's a rifle 5 or these kind of weapon. It's like a Kalashnikov, but it's American version. And guess what? Yesterday they put a documentary on 60 Minutes. It's a famous documentary star here. You cannot imagine this rifle 5, the weapon he used. It's crazy. It doesn't only shot and make it's horrible. When some first thing first, they the power of the shooting is like a cannon, and same time he can just make one shot and at least 12 or 20 bullets go successively, and when those bullets hit someone, they not only go through, they explode inside the body. And it was interesting yesterday, they just made this documentary about what happened in Texas, and we were crazy, me and Lynn, about what this weapon does. It's crazy. And they come back to Texas state is the worst. And I guess maybe Sanam or Lynn will correct me. It's the most area where NRA is active, National Rifle Association. The association, or it's not, it's a big business. They are #1 in Texas, and in Texas, you can imagine the maximum of all shots in the history of US there is from Texas. So it's crazy. So yeah. Oh my God.
I believe that is correct in terms of Texas, but I mean,
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
something where,
Hmm.
the thing about it is that what I'm wondering though, some of the things that they do say, and
Yeah.
and I want to know if this is actually true, because
Thank you for
many
correcting me.
people
Thank you.
say that they, like a lot of the proposals wouldn't have stopped the tragedies from occurring. And I'm wondering, I mean, is that true? Like, for example, if we have more stringent red flag laws, or the shooting in Buffalo that occurred at the grocery
Oh
store
my God, it's
Oh,
a
another
couple of weeks
story.
ago, and a year ago, the alleged shooter, he was put in a mental hospital for mental issues a year ago. I mean, how does someone? I don't know if the parents have to. There is an issue, I think, where maybe parents are not really as involved in their children's lives,
Sana, I'm sorry. Parents
go ahead.
cannot stop that. Parents are, they doing more than It's the system, it's the movies, it's Hollywood, it's the
Mhm.
anger and the hatred between. Yes, US is number one. US is a free country in many. US
We're better off
citizens
with
are
Warsaw
the,
for
yeah, US are, most of them are the most kind and good people. You feel freedom here. But at the same time, there is a business that those lobbies, I say lobbies and I mean it, they are the one responsible of what is happening. In general, an American, when you go, the street American, the guy, every American is peaceful, is free. But those lobbies, and here I put a big period, these lobbies who are responsible of that, and especially, Hollywood, most of movies, most of shows, they were not only here, around the world. This also affects our young people, and all should do more, as Lynn said. It's a kind of, they see that in the movie, and they can, you can say they don't do, but their subconscious mind is working. So this
What's
is the
interesting is that a friend of mine was saying that her mother, growing
yeah,
up, didn't even allow water guns, like water toy guns,
yeah, yeah,
in
yeah,
her
yeah,
home.
yeah.
And I
Oh
didn't
my
even think of
God.
that really, but like,
Oh my God.
maybe
Oh my
that is
God.
something where, just the normalization of that may be an
Yeah.
issue. I don't know, but yeah, that's an interesting point Tofik made. Yeah.
really is.
Oh my God.
When you think about it, when kids play with guns, it's opening a door to violence, which is not exactly what we want them to do.
And
So I think
to be fair, people abroad, I'm talking about our daughter Sukina or Najat is here. They think that US, America is, we have those stereotypes, imperialism, capitalism. It's not true. Most of citizens America are so great, kind people. They are peaceful, they are free, and people that you can deal with, polite, civilized. But there were at the other side others, yes, like in every country. But as I said, the system, the mass medias, and this is what makes those kind of crimes happens. Yesterday, Lynn, we discussed, yeah, me and Lynn discussed about this. We were really so sad about what happened. They are kids. Can you imagine your kid
you
being
send
at
kids
school
to
and
school for an
someone?
education, they don't come
Oh
home.
my God, it's a tragedy here. So I'll just tell you something. I'm sure, and maybe Sanam and Lynn will correct me. What happened in Uvalde, in Texas, and before that in Buffalo, and there is a debate now. It's only this happened only 3 or 4 days before, or one. Yeah, there was a big understanding and big debate that is already started, and I guess with my intuition, I don't know, that what happened will change everything about the gun laws here. And what I can say, especially for people who don't live in US, I'm sure they will find an issue, or at least reduce the harm of those guns law, like Australian did before. Lane mentioned that. I'm positive of that, and I want to say one thing to convince anyone out of USA. America is a great country. Americans are good people, but unfortunately, the lobbies, are most responsible of what is
Okay,
happening.
there are sick people in every country. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that what
yeah.
bothers me the most, and Tofik wasn't here for it, is that there were so
Mm.
many other incidents that happened. It isn't just Uvalde. It involved Parkland. It involved the one that
Schools.
is Connecticut. It involved so many different
Columbine,
places.
Sandy Hook,
Oh
Columbine,
my
right
God.
there.
Aurora.
Connecticut. It involves so many different places. Who's to say? And there are so many things I don't understand. Every school here, by law, since I taught for so many years, I know, has to have a security guard or guards. Now, I taught in the main building, which had so many teachers and so many students, and a parent could not get in or a person could not get in without signing their name. The front doors were locked. I taught in a small annex, which was a safe little cute area. There were 2 schools in that annex, 2 separate schools. The doors were locked. And there was a security guard you couldn't get into the school without a security guard. What I don't understand is they said that there were no security guards there. And how is that even possible? Sanam, what do you think about that?
I think that there will be, this specific instance actually in Texas, this tragedy, there seems to be a lot of people, there's a saying like drop the ball, like they fell flat, like they're waiting almost an hour.
Well, that's what
Yeah, 70 minutes, 70 minutes.
77.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
minutes.
yeah. And you had video of the parents begging to be able to go for them to do something. And I don't know what exactly, I'm sure, and hopefully the truth of it will come out in full. And I think just more generally, there'll be a lot more policies in terms of who can enter, how many entrances to schools will be there.
Well, a teacher, obviously what they said is that a teacher walked out and I left the door open. And whenever I walked out of my building, first of all, in the small annex, there was no door to leave open. You had to walk out through the front. There's no other way to gain access to the street. In the main building, yes, there were side exits, but we were told that you had to slam the exit shut. So if a teacher could be that uncaring and not think about something like this, and that teacher should be fired. It's as simple as that. How do you do something like that? And how do you live with yourself after something terrible like that? So what I'm hearing here is that we have a lot of dissatisfaction to what's happening. And I think that we should consider, I don't know what you're showing, Tofik, so I don't know what this is. Okay, I think that what we should consider is to maybe possibly write a book about this. Is Sukaina still there?
No.
I'm
Yeah?
sorry, I'm playing the video. I can play.
Yeah, we can't see it, Tofik, so please don't play it because we're talking about something right now about a book.
What do you think? What do you think will it take? Like, what will be the impetus for what will spark the change in whatever manner? Or maybe there is, like there's certain things that you can't legislate, right? You can't make law about. Like people's hearts and minds, you can't change that. They have to change.
Of course not.
Yeah.
But
So
if
I'm
we get
wondering,
the
like,
word
if
out
this is
and enough
something-
people hear the word and enough people join the movement, like
Mhm.
they're doing, you saw activists right outside the gun. Tofi, can you take off the screen?
Yes,
Like I still am seeing kill a black dress, Grace Life. Tofi, can you take the
I
screen
mean,
off? so I can-
as a foreigner, I think things will change if people started actually acting on, I don't know, like for
It's
me,
interesting.
like the best solution is uniting people to disarm. I mean, why would normal people have guns? This is, I don't know, this is, as a foreigner, I always ask this, why would I have a gun? I don't want to have a gun. Even if I was living in the US,
Oh, I would
wouldn't
never want
to
that.
have a gun. If the police does not protect me, what's the role of the police then?
Thank you.
Why do we have the army? Why do we have the police force? If the citizens will have that role, then let's just, forget about the police and the army then. But no, the thing is, the police should do its role in protecting people, and people should stop playing the role of the police, because it's quite frightening that I might, you know, if somebody is coming at me, and they might, because you know, sometimes fear can do that, and they might be just asking for money or something, and I would feel afraid, right? And then kill them. This happens too. And there is also some shootings are done by young children who saw how, you know, the gun, you know how to use a gun, and they shoot their friends. So what's the point of having a gun? But the thing is, it's divided. The people are divided. Some people say we need guns to protect us and we cannot give them away. Some people say we don't need guns. But like, if we cannot heal the system, the people will be always the victim. Rich people are not, you know, I've never heard of, I don't know, senates or, you know, getting shots in the White House or something like that, because those people are quite protected, but not like the people, you see. So if the people don't act to protect themselves, there will be always, you know, murders and shootings everywhere, and nobody's gonna talk about it, because it's not their business. The companies are earning a lot of money by selling guns.
I
Exactly.
will tell something,
They they
Sukina.
use the citizens' fear to have, you know, to gain profits. So if I stop like fearing that, you know, from the other, or fearing that, yes, I need to protect myself, so I need dozens of guns, you find only in one house, and this is like a friend of mine in California told me this, like his friend has many guns in one household. Like, why would you have that many guns? You're not hunting, or you're not in the what do they call it, in like the hunter games or something like that. Just one gun is, and you're an adult, you're responsible, you should keep it away from children,
Exactly.
and you should check your anger too. So in order to have a gun, you should have like characteristics. You should, you know, you shouldn't be just someone that gets angry so easily and boom, shoots a bullet at somebody, because that's what happens. People are now very angry and they are full of violence, and you cannot trust yourself. I cannot trust myself with a gun.
No, I wouldn't do it either. The funny
see-
thing is that I remember years and years ago when my son Michael was born, there was another child. He had swallowed amniotic fluids. He had to stay in the hospital for a few days. It was no big deal. He was fine. The child who was in the next bed, I don't think he made it. He took his father's gun. His older brother took his father's gun. It was another baby, and shot the baby,
Oh my God, yeah.
and didn't even realize
Yeah.
the magnanimity of what he had just done. And I think that the thing was that if we keep guns open in the house, that's why I had bought a lock box for somebody who had a gun, one of my children. And if you keep guns out where children can see it, you don't stand a chance. It's a terrible, terrible thing. And
It's
I
a
think,
continuous street.
right.
It's a treat.
It's not going to get better, because as long as there's an NRA, I can't possibly see that they're going to stop this, because that's what they're all about. They're all about guns.
And also, I think the like the schools don't do anything about it. Like, I mean, when we talk about the school philosophy, like, okay, so we are in a country where guns are allowed. Why don't you have a subject that targets, you know, the responsibility of having gun, like from secondary to high school to, you know?
Sukina, they do. It's not, they do at schools. But
Well, it's not doing, then I don't
Exactly.
know.
It's doing any good. I don't know
I-
who's teaching it. They should rewrite the curriculum. How about that?
yeah.
Yeah. They should definitely include it, and not just
Yeah.
advice. Like, they should definitely include it in the curriculum, and they should
Yesterday,
raise well-grounded teenagers who know exactly the responsibility of you know, having a gun and try to shoot either like in a moment of anger or anything.
They are in the yesterday's 60 Minutes documentary or program. They mentioned that they even show how to train teenagers in high schools how to intervene to stop the mass.
They have to have intervention
yeah.
program.
Yeah, yes, Lynn, can you tell more about the?
They
60
were saying that there's
yesterday?
more of a need for intervention programs.
Yeah.
But there's also more of a need for mental health programs.
Yeah.
And well, when you're living in certain states, and I'm not going to discuss abortion today, but when you're living in certain states, they don't want anything to change. They want Texas is Texas. It's a Republican state, and there's very little that you can do there to change the laws. But they are saying something about changing it to the point raising the age, which to me, I know you disagree with me, but to me, it's raising the age from 18 to 21, which is a difference in 3 years, isn't much of a difference. I mean, I don't know that that's going to help because
I don't agree. I don't agree anymore. You're right. No, it's not.
I don't
the
see
age.
how it's going to help. I don't think
not
I'm
the
wrong.
age.
I think that that's not going to help. So I think that the only way you can do is get rid of leaders and
Yeah.
vote for politicians
officials.
who are believing in gun control, not those who are supported by the NRA. And I really think that that's where our problems lie here. Okay, so Kane, I want to talk to you directly. If we do a book on gun control, would you be part of it? Be honest.
Yeah, why not? Maybe I would bring like a foreigner perspective into it.
I think that would be a great idea.
Good.
What do you think, Sanam? You could do the research of the background of what's going on in the past. I'll make it into
And
like a Mr. Right story, and then we can have everything that happens through the years. And what do you think, Sanam?
I think that would be very interesting. Absolutely. I think it's important to know, you know, how if people want to change, if people want to, you know,
Okay.
have their advocacy, it's important to know like how we got here, right? And the history of that, and you know, was it always this way? Has it gotten worse? What has made it worse, if so? You know, all those kind of things that I think are important to discuss. And I think, you know, seeing how and so often people say that, you know, to recognize warning signs if they are there.
Sure.
You know, there's so often instances where people were like, this person who seemed, and I say he because often it might be a male, but it doesn't have to be, but you know, they were kind of a loner, or they seemed kind of violent, or some sort of triggering event may have happened, you know, all those things.
Right.
And then also, you know, kind of help, and I don't know if in the Buffalo tragedy or in the Texas tragedy, if this was a case where the parent, if they had the warning signs, how can we, you know, whether it's schools, agencies.
Well, he was living in, the kid that did the shooting in Texas, he was living in a very dysfunctional home. But
And
they
he killed his grandma before going to school. He
killed his
killed
grandma
his
first
grandma.
before he did everything else. So I think that they saw the dysfunction, they just never did anything about it, which is, you know.
I mean, what did they try to reach out, like, and what, why, and if not, if they didn't try to get help, if they didn't try to at least say, listen, we have a lot of issues going on, we need to have him stay in an environment that's safe for him, safe for others. I mean, I don't think, me personally, and I could be wrong, I don't know, but in so many of these cases, because there are these warning signs and things that people come out later and say, you know, I noticed that, or they seemed, you know, these things, they don't happen overnight, right? So that maybe there's a way for intervention, or at least for some, especially if someone puts things online like manifestos.
I agree with you 100%, but the point is that none of these parents have done anything.
Yeah.
When it's the case of a young child.
Mm-hmm.
And none of these parents have done anything to stop them.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't want to admit that their child had a problem. You know.
And you
it-
know, in maybe not in this severe of instances, but that does happen a lot, where parents don't see in their children, their own children, what needs to be, like if there's, for example, an addiction issue or a behavioral issue or what have you, they don't want to either admit or, you know, I'm not even sure exactly what, but
Got you,
something
yeah.
like, and it's
Yeah.
natural. Everyone, like you think the world of your own kids, right? Like you want the
Of
best for them.
course.
You want,
You can't imagine your own
Others to-
child doing something like that.
I mean, listen, it's heartbreaking all the way around, including for them. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they're responsible, but I mean, I mean, I don't know if that's the right word, but you
I
know,
don't think the word responsible covers it, but who knows what the right word is. The
Yeah.
point is that if there are enough people complaining and there's enough gun control advocacy,
Mhm.
I think that we stand a chance of showing these lawmakers that what they're doing is 100% wrong. And I don't know what else to say. So I think a book definitely has to be written. So Sanam, you're willing to do background information about what happened in the past?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I could definitely
Okay.
try and see, like, you know, how, yeah.
We won't
And
even enter
specifically
this.
for like, you know, for America. And it's interesting because, you know, with Miss Sakina was saying, you know, in terms of the foreign perspective, I know folks in New Zealand, like, it's not just Morocco, many people around the world, they're kind of puzzled as to why this
I'm
happened,
puzzled and
why
I
we
live.
let it happen, you know, why it continues. Like,
I don't understand how we let this happen. This could have been stopped if the security was there, if the police went in sooner. There are plenty of ifs.
mhm.
Unfortunately, it's too late for those children now. So complaining and carrying on is not the reason. The time now is to take action. And Sukaina, I can count on you doing a thing from a foreign point of view, right?
Yeah,
Okay. How's your application going, Sukaina?
it's finished.
Oh, Happy New
now
Year.
we're gonna wait for the results.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. You handed it in already?
Yeah,
Oh, thank
What
God.
is the application for, if you don't mind me asking?
it's
I'm
for
nosy.
the Fulbright FLTA program.
Oh, wonderful, good for you, good for you. Inshallah khair.
Wonderful.
Inshallah.
Inshallah khair.
All right.
Your
Wonderful.
Arabic is
Pray for you.
stunning, dear. Yeah, you speak Arabic so well.
Well, I don't know about
Salam.
that, but that part I know. That part.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
good.
Sound
You guys
is
Sukaina,
can
quite
help
good.
me learn too.
yeah, Sukaina can teach you Arabic. She's
Yeah,
she's a certified teacher for especially non-native Arabic people. She even taught Americans in Morocco,
mhm.
and this is a part of her Fulbright, inshallah.
Good luck,
Can
Sukaina.
teach you.
We're
Good
going to be
luck,
praying
Miss
for
Thank you
you.
so
Sakina.
much.
That'd be really great.
Yeah.
And does
her
that mean you
Arabic is
will,
Hear it.
stunning,
I mean,
like,
okay,
would you-
ladies,
oh, okay.
we hit over an
Uh,
hour and it was an interesting meeting.
Lynn,
What is it,
just
Tofi?
Shirley has a problem connecting, and
I
I
know.
spoke to her. I said it's not the connection; it's her micro, and she said I can't fix it. So she
Okay.
said sorry. Yeah, just
That's
it's her
fine.
micro.
Okay, everyone, thank you so much for coming. Start
Mhm.
writing, ladies. Okay, I'll get started this week putting the template for the book. It'll be a Mr. Wright's book, okay?
Great.
Okay, now
Will do.
welcome.
Bye now.
Okay,
Hopefully.
bye. Good to see you,
Bye bye.
Sukaina.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye.
Love you all.
care.
Bye bye. Assalamu alaikum.
You
Bye bye.
Take care.
Bye bye.